Spontaneous generation is the concept of life getting produced from non-living matters. For example, people used to think that maggots were produced from rotting meat. This experiment was done by this guy named Francesco Redi in order to disprove the idea of spontaneous generation. His hypothesis was that if you put a lid on a jar with rotting meat, then maggots won't form on the meat because the flies won't be able to lay eggs on the meat due to the lid. First, he prepared a jar with no lid, a jar with a paper lid, and a jar with a cheesecloth lid, each containing a chunk of meat. A few days later, when he observed the jars, he found that the jar with no lid, the control group, was full of flies and maggots on the rotting meat. However, the jar with the paper lid had leaked no stench, thus no flies or maggots were found in or near the jar. The jar with the cheesecloth lid had leaked a stench a little bit, thus attracted flies. However, it did not have maggots on the meat, since the flies weren't able to lay eggs on the meat because they were blocked by the lid. The experimental group was the three different types of jars, as each type of lid was the independent variable. The dependent variable was a change in the rotting meat. This experiment had clearly proved that maggots do not form from rotting meat, they form from flies that lay eggs on the meat, thus disproving the concept of spontaneous generation.